Do thy diligence to come shortly unto me. For Demas hath forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica. Crescent to Galatia, Titus to Dalmatia. Only Luke is with me. Take Mark and bring him with thee, for he is profitable to me for the ministry. Look at verse 16. At my first answer, which is defense, no man stood with me, but all men forsook me. I pray God that it may not be laid to their charge. You may be seated. Will you leave me when I need you the most? Will you leave me when I need you the most? In this epistle, the Apostle Paul is writing to his son in the ministry. He's now writing a personal letter because he's now getting ready to die. And in the midst of all that he's going through, all have forsaken him. And he's left with a personal letter to his son in the ministry saying, come quickly unto me in Rome, because I am alone. What we want to do here is talk about the personal part. I want to talk to you about the preacher. And I want to tell you about some people. The personal, the preacher, and then the people. And then I'm going to just give you a small conclusion, telling you where the power and where the person is. Then I'm out of your way. First thing we want to look at is Apostle Paul is at the point where he has been laboring for the Lord. And now it's at the point where all has been stripped from him. His royalties, everything is gone. He has nothing now. But he says, rather I labor like this for the Lord, or rather I do everything for me. It's all in vain. He makes it so plain that he'd rather be in this state than to have royalties and riches. He said, I count it all a loss. Everything is a gain when I accepted Christ. All my accolades, I spoke 5 different languages. None of that means nothing until I met Christ. In Philippians, he tells us, he said, look, I learned the secret of being content in whatever state I am. He said, look, I know what it is to have a lot. I know what it is to have royalty. I want to dress. I was the best of the dressers. I had the elite teachers of all teachers. I now learned to know how it feels when my stomach is touching my back. I learned how to labor while I'm in a cold cell. I'm writing to Corinthians telling them, y'all quit fighting. Quit doing this. He said, look, I come to the conclusion. You're under comfort. I'm in a cell. I'm a fool for Christ's sake. Can I talk to you about his problem? It was at the point where he was so cold, so alone, that they allowed one person to come and visit him. His dilemma was, at night, when he could not see because his sight was taken, he would have other people pen his letters while he talked. They would pen his letters because his eyesight was gone that bad. Will you leave me when I need you the most? He labored, he followed an evangelistic style. He went and preached where no man would want to preach.
Yes, sir.
That was his motto.
Yes, sir.
I will go to the heathens where nobody else want to go.
You preaching, preacher.
I won't labor on another man's foundation.
Yes, right.
But I will go where they won't go.
Come on.
He even had to go back and tell the church of Corinth, I'm sorry, because I got to talk ignorant for a while.
Yes, sir.
He said, y'all are stuck up on credentials. Then you come to me and say, show me your credentials. He said, look in the mirror.
Yes, sir.
You are my credentials. The church that is founded, God placed me there to find you and labor for you. He said, all those dudes that's coming now trying to get the pat on the back, look out. Ask them to show you your scars for what they went through.
Come on, preacher.
Nobody can raise their hand. This man's been beat, been let out of winter in a basket, been beaten and left for dead. He said, you dare to ask me where's my credentials? You are my credentials. Can I talk to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Will you leave me when I need you the most? It was at the point where Apostle Paul, his Gentile name was Saul.
That's right.
And on top of that, that meant elaborate, violent, strong. But when he came to know Christ, he took on his other name, which is Paul. That meant small, whereas I take no credit.
Small. Humility. Humble.
Will you lead me when I need you the most? The thing about it is now, I want to tell you about a preacher. The thing about being a preacher is there's a period of time that God has allotted for you to reign.
That's right.
I just want to talk preacher now.
That's right.
The thing about being a preacher is it was before time. God gave you time to become a part of his time. To make you his mate.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Before the foundation was,
Yeah.
he imputed his spirit in you, knew who you were going to be, molded you, called you, and set aside time for you. I just want to talk about a preacher.
Yeah, come on, preacher.
The thing about being a preacher is you must always consider your source.
That's right. Always.
Oh, it's not a time that we walk that we're not talking and walking with the Lord. You are always talking to the Lord.
That's right.
Can I preach to you?
Yeah.
The preacher's job is to take on the burdens
That's right.
of another people.
How did you tell somebody?
The job that the preacher has to do, God says, I've called you. I don't care what you think about it,
Yes, sir.
because I ordained it.
Yeah.
Y'all need that. It's in Acts chapter 9. Go see what they tried to say. Ananias tried to say about Saul.
Yes,
And
sir.
God said, I don't care what
He's
you
a
talk
chosen.
about it. I chose him.
Vessel.
I know what he's done and what he must suffer
Yes, sir.
for my name's sake.
Yes,
A
sir.
preacher, he suffers for the namesake of Christ. He labors for the namesake of Christ. I want to let you know something. The benefits are not known in this world, but they are known to be out of this world. A preacher, he must proclaim truth all the time.
All the time.
Not be wayward in what he's saying. He's held accountable for every word that comes out his mouth.
Yes, he is.
Jesus' brother said it best, which is James. He says, I'd rather you not teach or do this, because we are judged much harder
That's right.
than the average joker.
That's right.
If you know, like I know, you don't want to take this seat.
No, you don't want
It's
that.
not that kind of chair
That's right.
that you want to take and take for granted. The preacher, He must always walk the street. He must always be on call. He's the only person I know that got a 24-hour day job all the time, multiple people, and get paid the less. Just want to talk to you about the preacher. He has to study diligently.
That's right.
He must not waver in his thinking.
That's right.
He cannot have double standard. The Bible tells us a man is unstable in some of his ways. He's unstable in all of his ways. He cannot afford to be off point.
That's right.
But the thing about a preacher is his job is to give you the mandate of God that we may be better in our spiritual life. Listen to me. Listen to me. He's supposed to mature you spiritually to be birthing something out of you that you now carry the ministry forward to someone else. That's the whole thing. When you accepted Christ, God set you here to be under his tutelage, to learn and be put in. He's injecting things in you. He's pulling things out of you. See, that's why we go back and forth. I don't want to give you something, but then I know I got to take something out. You know how you do it with a plant. This is about the easiest way I can do it. A plant, you have to purge it. Take all the dead stuff out. Sometimes it's uncomfortable because you got to move it. And sometimes if you move a plant too fast, it'll go into shock. Are y'all with me? Are y'all with me? He has to be careful. He has to be careful on how he bring you along. But see, this is the thing about being a preacher. While he's yet pruning and working, somebody's always looking and looking and looking. And can't you stop with them and get with me? No! It's a job that calls for a diligent, careful care. Sometimes we get mad because the preacher seems like he's taking too long. Sometimes we get mad because he can't be everywhere at the same time. Sometimes we get mad because he went over there and talked to them and didn't consult with me about it. So I know I'm going off into your people. All right. So sometimes we get upset when he ain't doing it the way we want it done. See, but I want to commend you today. Because the love you share with my brother these 8 years have been fine. They've been right before my eyes. You've blessed my family. You've blessed me. And I just want to commend you on that you may continue to grow. That when that time comes when he needs you. See, because listen to me. It was a time that Paul was taking the fight for Timothy. He was laboring for Timothy. Now it's done flipped. He's saying, now Timothy, I need you. I need you now. Come quickly, because all have forsaken me. Nobody is standing with me. When I went before the judge, nobody showed up on my defense. I know I done labored. I know some people know my court dates. I know somebody know I'm hungry. But when the time came, I found no one at my defense. See, it's easy to be there when everything is good. It's easy to put on the glamour and the clothes. But can I trust you when I need you the most?
Yeah. When I had a verse, Yeah.
Look what this shows us in the text. He told him, he says, Demas have forsaken me. I want to give you something about Demas. See, Colossians tells us that Demas and Luke were together with other brothers in the fellowship, and they grew, and he was a good friend to Paul. They were great friends. Even when you go to Philemon, you go to verse 24, it said that now Luke and Demas were together faithfully in the laboring of the Lord. See, Paul talks high about this brother. So now Demas, look what happens to him. Now, it's at the point where you saw his fellowship.
Yeah.
You saw his faithfulness. Now we see his fall.
Come on now.
Now he's departed
Yeah.
to the world.
That's right.
So I talk about people now. That's my next point.
Yeah.
It's amazing how pressure make people quit. You hear me? Pressure make people quit. Listen to me. It said that he became a lover of the world. He departed. He forsaken. The worst thing to have is a friend, one that you have fellowship with, to forsake you, to leave you.
That's right.
Because listen, everything we discuss is based upon our faith. And now I need you.
Yeah.
And I need to talk to you about some intimate things. Have you ever had that person that, you know, this is the one I tell everything to?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they're not there when you need them the most.
Yeah.
His friend has left him.
Yeah.
And now it's really feeling cold. Because this is the point we got to hold on to that we do not hold to. Nobody's guaranteed the next minute. Nobody's guaranteed the next ride home. Paul was at that seat. I'm getting ready to die. And now I'm all alone. We take for granted the day of death. That's why it's such a shock to us when it happened. Start loving me right now. When the sister made the statement, I'm going to give you your roses while you're alive. That's so much confirmation, because quit talking to dead folk and start lifting up live folk. I just want to deal with you about people.
Yeah.
See, the thing about pressure is it shows our true character.
Yes, it does.
You can have all the faith in the world. You can sing songs till you make the sun move and the stars dance. You can make the sun come out. You can make it go down. You can have all the faith in the world that you can shake up heaven. But when God tried you, when he tried you, no, I'm not talking about your bills being paid. Not that kind of try. I'm talking about when something really hits you. Where you done, you talking snot, you throwing wigs, you throwing jackets, you trying to figure out what's going on. When God really tried you, and you get he get the moving stuff. See, all of us got a comfort zone. You can't tell me we don't. Everybody got a comfort zone. If God remove your bank account, move your comfort zone, and you got to start finding papers and looking for stuff. Lord, how we gonna get you done? When God really try you, we'll find out who you really are. See, that's the thing about it. When pressure comes,
Yes, sir.
do you have enough word in you that you can stand in the midst of anything? Don't fool me now. Do you have enough God in you that you know that, look, you go to the scripture and say, look, Job told me best. I came in naked. I'm going to go out naked. He told me best. Should I rejoice when I got everything? Should I not continue to rejoice when I have nothing? He gave us that. Do you have enough word in you to know what Christ says? He said, look, the world hated me. It's going to hate you also. I'm talking to somebody that knows what I'm talking about. You know, when I ain't got nothing else, when I ain't got no Bible in front of me, you better have some word in you. You better have some word in your spirit. Hey, when Jesus said, look, fret not. The world hated me. It's going to hate you also. He said, but I'm going to give you something. Be of good cheer. Because I overcame. When he said I overcame, he wasn't talking about just that thing. He overcame everything. Y'all don't hear me. The last enemy is death. He said, I done walked every single piece of your life. You're going to have some praising you. You're going to have some accusing you. You're going to have some misusing you. You're going to have some cheating on you. He said, but I overcame all of that. You're going to have some that put you in the grave. You're going to have some that spit on you. He said, but yet in all of that, be of good cheer. Because I overcame it all. I wish y'all hear me. He said, look, I went in the grave. They covered me up. But the power that's in me is so strong that the grave couldn't hold me. He says, that's what you got in you. You got so much power in you. Here it is, y'all. And I'm going to get out of your way. He told us that nobody was there. And he said that don't put this charge to them. Talking like Christ. But verse 17 said, notwithstanding, the Lord stood with me and strengthened me, that by me the preaching might be fully known, and that all Gentiles might hear. And I was delivered out of the mouth of the lion. He said, look, even though people let me down, people doing their own thing, he said, but the Lord was with me. That's some assurance, church. That's some assurance, church. When you call your mama, and all she can tell you is, baby, we need to pray. When you call your friend, and all you can say to them is, this is what's going on. They say, well, you the one in church. When you go and call your best friend, and they say, well, I was depending on you. When you done called and even you tried to sing your last song and it wouldn't come out. Hey, y'all got up in the morning and said, how many? It won't come out. Hey, y'all got up in there. When you done got to the point where nothing is coming out, you need to know that the Lord is with you. He said, I will never leave you, nor will I forsake you. Whatever you need, just ask me. In my name, it shall be done. I want to tell you something about the person. The name Jesus make demons tremble. The name Jesus make the sickness get out of the way. The name Jesus make your enemies shut up. It's in the name of Jesus that people are given strength. The name Jesus can touch your life so much that you done transferred from this life to eternal life. It's all in the name. And then I love how Peter said it best. There's no other name underneath the heaven that a man shall be saved. If you have Christ, you got everything. Matter of fact, this dude said, he said, if God gave us his son, the only thing, what else is there to come? If you got Christ, you got everything. If you don't know him, get to know him. Will you be there when I need you the most? The answer, yes, he's there when you need him the most. The text said that he was with me. He gave me strength that I could continue to labor in the ministry. That the Gentiles, those that were not of God, could be inspired by God. Y'all don't hear me. A Gentile is a heathen that don't want to change. Whew, y'all hearing me? A heathen that does not want to change. Some people are happy with just a Bible. Some people are happy with just $20. I'm talking about a heathen, y'all. Some people like food stamps. Some people like beating the system. I'm talking about a heathen, y'all. Y'all don't know none of these folks. You know, some people like the project. Some people say, oh, this all I need. You know, some people just like being in that little car that put around. I'm talking about a heathen, y'all. Some people get comfortable in their state of being. See, that's the hardest person to change. It's when somebody is comfortable being in mess. Y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear me. Being comfortable being in mess. He said, this word that we preach has the power to make a pig want to dress up.